Welcome to Psychwalker Studios. I am Jake, a PhD student in clinical psychology and a lifelong fan of LEGO Star Wars. Today I'm going to be reviewing set number 75383, Darth Maul's Sith Infiltrator. To be specific, since this is technically the 8th Sith Infiltrator we have gotten from LEGO, this is the 2024 version. It comes with 640 pieces, 4 minifigures, and retails for $70 US. This was released during the 25-year anniversary line of LEGO Star Wars sets and does come with an exclusive minifigure from that wave. Since there have been so many versions of this ship over the last 25 years, it was bound to be struck with criticism and comparison to its many predecessors, and it definitely has been. I will discuss what I think about the set, but first let's take a look at the minifigures. First up, we have a new young Anakin Skywalker. It's very similar to the 2016 version we got, but it does have a slightly different torso piece and the hair is a bit different. This is actually just the Harry Potter hairpiece recolored, but I think it works great. This Anakin also has a double-sided face print which reflects his terror of Darth Maul, or sand, I suppose, whichever way you want to look at it. This Anakin also has some back printing. Next, we have a new Qui-Gon Jinn. Again, this is very similar to previous versions of this figure, but there are some upgrades, such as the gray detailing in his beard and the new poncho piece, which just looks fantastic. But LEGO just cannot seem to give us the accurate color on his legs. This has always been an issue with Qui-Gon. The tan from his robes on the leg piece does not match the tan on his torso. I don't know why they can't seem to fix this, but here we are again. This Qui-Gon also has a double-sided face print, and I removed the poncho here so you could get a better look at his robes. This Qui-Gon also has some back printing as well. Next, we have a new Darth Maul, and my biggest issue with this figure is not the lack of pupils, it's the fact that he has no hood or cape. Not sure why LEGO didn't include those this time, because in the Phantom Menace during this scene, he definitely does not have his Duel of the Fates look like this Maul figure does. They updated his robe design a bit, but most notably they removed the pupils in his eyes, and I know this may start a riot in the comment section, but I don't mind it as much as some people. I think the lack of pupils gives a kind of eerie Sith presence, but at the same time, I could see why someone would prefer the alternative. Now on to the exclusive Saw Gerrera minifigure. This thing is sick, and as far as the 25th year anniversary minifigures go, it might just be my favorite. I love the detailing in the armor, the staff, the leg printing we get, the tubes that run down his torso, the gray tint in his beard, the hairpiece. This is just an incredible figure all around. And to be honest, I didn't think we'd ever get one, but I especially didn't think we'd get one that is this detailed. Some people complain about the green color, but hear me out. I think it's a perfect blend of the live action and animated version of Saw that we get. I think you could place this figure in a Rogue One display or a Rebels display, and it would look good either way. I know this is really a Rogue One design, but if you go look at the promotional images of Saw from Rogue One, the color actually matches pretty well. Then of course we also have the incredible cape piece. Yeah, this is just a great minifigure all around. I have zero complaints. Now very briefly, here are the 2024 Infiltrator figures next to their 2016 counterparts. 2016 Qui-Gon did come with a poncho, but I couldn't find it. Regardless, the new one is an upgrade. He also has the gray tint in his beard, which the 2016 figure does not. They both have the incorrect coloring on the legs, but you can see some detail for the boots on the 2024 figure. The 2016 Maul is actually better in my opinion. Like I said, I don't mind the no pupil look, but Maul needs the hood and the robes for this set, and I know it looks kind of corny, but I like the expression on the 2016 figure. Sue me. The Anakins are very close in appearance, but the new Anakin has a slightly different torso piece, and again, the Harry Potter hair recolored, which I think actually does look better. Now on to the set itself. I gotta be honest, I like this set a lot more than I anticipated I would, and that's coming from someone who has owned previous versions of the Infiltrator. I think we get so many of these sets just so LEGO has an excuse to release another Darth Maul fig, but LEGO, give us a new Duel of the Fates set. Give us one that's actually good. You can put Maul in that. To my next point, look, I understand the complaint of modern day scaling down that LEGO is doing, but this ship in particular kind of benefits from a scale down. I think the past couple of versions took up too much shelf space and they were too bulky. This set feels more sturdy, the design looks good. I think it's a little bit more accurate to minifig scale, which I'm a fan of. There are also no stickers in this set, we just have printed pieces. Is this set worth the $70 price point though? I'll get to that shortly in my score, but first let's take a look at some of the play features. First, we have these press-to-fire missiles, and I like the location the triggers were placed in. I think it's a cool spot. Then we have this space in the ship that carries the probe droids that we see in the Phantom Menace. I think this is a cool play feature. There's also a very simple function on the bottom where you just kind of pull this lever back and it releases the probe droids. Then there are the retractable landing legs on the bottom of the ship, which you can pull forward or retract back, depending on whether the ship is stable or flying around. Then we have Darth Maul's speeder, and yes, it's small, but I think it does the job. I can't really complain too much about it. Maul fits on it. It fits in the ship. I'm not going to critique this too much. Yeah, it could have been a little bit more detailed, maybe a little bit bigger, but I think it's fine. Speaking of the speeder fitting in the ship, here is the cockpit. And yes, again, it is a very small cockpit. There is a printed control panel there, which I think is cool. There's also space to hold Darth Maul's lightsaber. The ramp goes down. I think it's fine. I do wish it was a little bit bigger, but Darth Maul and the speeder both fit inside of it. And let's be honest, no one is going to be displaying this set with Darth Maul inside of the cockpit. It's not like a gunship or an interceptor where you can actually see through the clear cockpit covering. I highly doubt anyone is going to just leave Maul and the speeder in this set, but if you do, I could understand why you'd be a little bit more judgmental about the cockpit space. The wing flaps on each side also kind of lift up and down. You may want to lift these up or push them down depending on if you have the ship landed or flying. So yeah, overall, I think the play features on this set are really good, and you can't ask for much more in my opinion. So what are my overall thoughts on the 2024 Darth Maul Sith Infiltrator? I like it quite a bit. I like it more than most, I would say, based on the feedback that I've heard and the community dialogue surrounding this set. It's definitely not perfect, but I'm going to give this set a 7.3 out of 10. As for my pros of the set, I like the design of it. I love the new Saw Gerrera minifigure that we get, and the scaling really doesn't bother me. I actually think it benefits the set. As for my cons, the Maul issues that I mentioned, this Maul needed a cape, needed a hood to fit a better representation of the scene that this set is clearly based off of. I also would have loved to see a Padme in this set. I know that one of the minifigure spots was taken up by the Saw Gerrera, but previous versions of the ship have came with a Padme, and I'm also just a big Padme fan. It's not a huge deal, but I think that inclusion would have benefited this set quite a bit. Now, what about the price? Most people complain about the $70 price point that LEGO has on this set, and to be honest, I don't really mind it. I love the Saw Gerrera fig. I like the design of the ship. I don't like to always base value off of price per piece, but if you look at the price per piece on this set, 640 pieces for $70. It's not terrible, and at the end of the day, the value of these sets is somewhat subjective, and I didn't mind paying $70 for this set. This is just my opinion. I understand if you have a different one, and that's completely valid and justified. These are just my thoughts. But the question is, what do you think of the set? Do you own the set? If you do, let me know in the comments what you think about it, and if not, is it something that you're interested in buying? Regardless, let me know your thoughts. Feel free to give this video a like and to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for stopping by Walker Studios, and until next time, keep collecting, care for your mind, and may the Force be with you.